Hi, guys. This is R.A. Sweeney here to bring you another prayer from the book Prayers from the Time of Jesus. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the Derek HaYeshua, the blessing for salvation. So this prayer, all the prayers here at the end of the book don't necessarily have a specific time or a specific event they get tied to, like having a meal or reading the Bible. These ones are more situation dependent, where you have something happen and you need to respond to it in a certain way. So this one would be those situations where you are just so thankful for the work that God's done in your life that you need to give thanks for that. Or maybe it's a lament over the life that you used to lead, and you recognize, like, God rescued me out of a place where I never should have been, a place where it was not good for me or those around me. And so thanksgiving for that, but also a lament of where you were. So in any of those types of situations, it's just a time to say thanks, God, for the salvation that you've brought me. In Hebrew, this would read Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu et derek haYeshua, b'Mashiach Yeshua Baruch Hu. So that would be, blessed are you, Lord our God, King of all creation, who gave to us the way of salvation in the Messiah Jesus. Blessed is he. So there's not a whole lot to this one. It's pretty simple and straightforward. The one thing that I really wanted to point out was this word salvation is Yeshua. There in the title, you can see Derek HaYeshua is the way of salvation. I've got an H there on the end of Yeshua because at the end of the prayer, there's another Yeshua there, but we translate that as Jesus. Jesus' name in Hebrew is Yeshua, but it doesn't have that final kind of H sound on the end. It doesn't really translate much noise difference, but it's spelled a little bit differently. But Jesus' name comes from this word Yeshua with the H on the end, which we often translate as salvation, but really it's more of an idea of being set free or liberated. So the idea is, someone being caged or someone being bound or something like that, and someone coming along and releasing them from their captivity. And that's why the Exodus story is so important to understanding the entire story of the Bible, is it's this idea of God's people went willingly into exile from where God had planted them, and they ended up enslaved there, and then God sent Moses to rescue them out in the same way that Adam and Eve went willfully into captivity with the serpent, and Jesus was coming to set us free there. So it's really that idea of just freeing from slavery or captivity is what we're talking about here. I think that's just kind of an interesting thing to note there in the Hebrew. I also thought it was cool pairing this Isaiah passage with it. It reads, "And there will be a highway and path, and it will be called the way of holiness. Those not made clean will not cross over it, but it will be for him who walks in its way. Even the foolish will not err." And so I liked a few things in this. So one, it is called a highway. So Jesus talks about the narrow path leading to salvation. And so maybe this is a narrow highway, but it's not, a game trail where you're walking along and all of a sudden the trail's just gone and where did it go? Trying to find your way through. I mean, it's a nice road. There's several Hebrew words that talk about roads, and this one's talking about a nice road, not necessarily just like, you can see where somebody stepped on some grass and pushed it down a little bit. So it's easy to follow, and that ties in with that. And even the foolish will not err. So you could be a complete idiot and you can see where this road's going, which is great for idiots like me. But the other thing that I thought was really cool was those not made clean will not cross over it. So there's this idea of there's this path that leads to liberation. There's this road out, which is what Exodus actually means in Greek. The word that the book of Exodus is translated from means the road out. So there's this road out of captivity. There's this road to liberation, but it all depends on being made clean. And that's a passive thing. It's something done to us. It doesn't say those who don't make themselves clean. It's those who are not made clean won't be able to walk this highway. And so it all comes back to this idea of Jesus as the one who comes, opens up the cage of our slavery and lets us out, washes us clean so that we can take this road out of exile back to the land that he has planned for us. So that is the Derek HaYeshua, the blessing for salvation or liberation, as I often translate it. I hope it was a blessing, and stay tuned and we'll get some more prayers from the time of Jesus. Thanks, guys.